Welcome to Predators Proclivity, where we look at data from the season for the NHL Nashville Predators and make comments upon it. I'm your host, Preston Proctor. Florida. Wow. Did not see that coming. Preds winning in overtime, losing the first, didn't get the first goal. We'll go through all those when we go talking about the stats. And then, good game. Good game. And then, maybe not too much to talk about from that last game. Like I said, we'll talk about the stats later. So, AJ Greer, he got one penalty, so he kept that end up. And, a lot more penalties than I was expecting. No fights, thank goodness, but no fights. But oh, wait a minute, that was a double minor. Oh, I missed that. I missed the double minor, so that wouldn't have gone to 14:30. Okay, it still wouldn't have been any overlap, but yep. Okay, I missed one. Okay. Going to have to pay better attention in the future. Anyhow, so let's move on. The Preds are on a road trip, played Florida the other night. They are in Carolina tonight, 6 o'clock game here in Nashville. It's 7 o'clock local time. The opponents are the Carolina Hurricanes. They are second in the Metropolitan Division with 34 points. They're 16-8-2. At home, 8-4-1. That division is really something. 6 points separating the top and the bottom. 6 points. The Atlantic, it's 8. 8 in the Atlantic, 6 in the Metropolitan, 20 in the Central, and 12 in the Pacific. I did not read that article on ESPN that talked to, maybe it was on the NHL. I saw the article, I commented on it. It was made it about a couple of weeks ago, talking about how tight all the standings were. No, not just in the East. Just in the East. But I digress. All right, so Carolina is in second. They are 3 points behind Washington, but they played 3 less games, so that weighs in their favor. Behind them, tied, a 3-way tie for third in the division. Philadelphia and Pittsburgh have played the same number of games as Carolina, 1 point behind, and then also 1 point behind, but having played 2 more games. Oh, wait a minute. There's four teams. Let's see, 26, 26, 28, 28. Okay, so 2 teams have played the same number of games as Carolina, and they're 1 point behind, 26. That's Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. And then we've got the Islanders and the Devils that are also at 33 points, that have played 2 more games. That four teams tied for third, 1 point behind second. That is pretty tight. Then you got the Rangers with 32 points, playing 29 games, and the Blue Jackets at 31. Of course, Jonathan Quick was injured last I saw. So haven't paid attention to Jonathan Quick, still injured. Yep. Isn't quite ready to return to the lineup yet. That's the comment here, the report from Tuesday. So the only reason I follow the Rangers is because we are big Jonathan Quick fans here in this house. And like our goaltenders. I think goaltending is a tough job. You're on the ice the whole time. Definitely a specialized position. No doubt about that. But anyway, so things are tight in the Metropolitan Division. For Carolina, this is the 5th of a 7-game home streak. They are 2-2. They just lost Thursday night to Toronto. So they had won 2 in a row. coming into that. This is the front end of a back-to-back for them. They are playing Sunday in San Jose versus San Jose. They're home versus San Jose. And then Tuesday they finish off the home stand by playing the Blue Jackets. This is the first of two versus Nashville. Play again on December 17th. This is the 6th, so in 11 days, and 6 games away for Carolina. Last year, Carolina lost both of their games, amazingly, to Nashville, 2-5 in the December 23rd, and then in March 25th, 1-3 in Carolina, the first game in Nashville. In goal last year the first game was Tokarski. It was the first of its 2-game losing streak. Now, Tokarski was an unrestricted free agent at the end of last year and was not signed by anybody. Yes, last I saw, he was still unsigned, and in kind of in a replacement, but not really. I think they've got 3 goaltenders, but Brandon Busey was picked up off waivers from Florida on October 6th. So he's another one of their goaltenders. The other guy is Kochetkov. Kochetkov was in the game the second time they played last year, and Carolina won the game coming into this and then won the next 3. Carolina did make it to the conference finals versus Florida last year. They lost 1-4 and won the 4th game to prolong it to a 5-game series. But yeah, they made it to the conference finals last year and somehow lost to Nashville both times. I think that should have disqualified them. I guess they probably wouldn't have been allowed to win the Stanley Cup. They were probably forced to lose to Florida because if you lose 2 to one of the worst teams in the league, you don't deserve to play for the Stanley Cup. They have a few people on their injured list. A new one as of today, yesterday. Andre Miller, day-to-day, expected back today, so who knows? I think it's an illness, so it depends on how well he's recovering. Also out, number 83 center, Jesperi Kotkaniemi. Not expected back till today, so he could be there, as well as number 18 defenseman Andre Miller. Their goaltender, Peter Kochetkov, number 52, expected back tomorrow. So could be back today. You never know about these things. Number 74, did not call out what his position was. Jakub Slavin. There's a problem. That's a problem. The old production team early on, a couple of things here for the production team. Missed the double minor. Missed that he's a left wing. Jakub Slavin is out and not expected back till the 14th. And then defenseman number 62, Charles Alexis Lagu, not expected till March. Month to month, not expected back till March. For your Nashville Predators, they are 8th in the Central. So gotten away from playing the 8th place team in every conference to playing somebody who's not in 8th. 8th in the Central with 24 points. They are 10, 13, and 4 on the road, 4, 5, and 2. They are 1 point behind St. Louis and played one less game, and they are 5 points behind Winnipeg, having played the same games. That's in the division. And then overall, Calgary and Nashville have climbed over Vancouver. Nashville has 1 point on Vancouver, having played one less game, and they have played, they're tied with Calgary in points, but have played two less games than Calgary. That, again, production team, not getting that right. That's they got +2. It's a -2. That's the problem with doing your podcast on a Saturday. Yes, this podcast is being done on the weekend. I don't tend to do this, but yesterday I got really busy and wound up not getting home till late. So doing the podcast on Friday. And that is kind of, is the race for the bottom. I don't know. I don't know if I want to call it that. But here at the bottom, Vancouver, then Calgary and Nashville at 24, then the Blues at 25, and then two teams at 26, Florida and Buffalo. Boy, looking pretty grim down here in the bottom. Colorado's still leading the league at 44 with Dallas at 43. So that's one of the things about, the quote-unquote tightness of the divisions is that the Central Division does have the two highest point total teams in the league and two of the lowest point total teams in the league. The Western Conference, Western Conference all down here on the bottom. I guess Buffalo is the first. Buffalo, Florida, the first. They're both tied at 26. Buffalo's played two more games, though. That's the first teams from the Eastern Conference that are down here in the cellar of the league. Let's see. Okay, let's keep moving on here. This is the second of a two-game road trip. They're 1-0. Next up for the Preds, 2 at home. Tuesday, Colorado, who did lose last night, I saw. And a surprise, it's called a surprise win. I guess it's hard, when they had a 10-game winning streak and then 10-game winning streak, and then they won 2 more games, and then lost to the Islanders 6-3. So I don't know. Is that a surprise? I guess you'd have to call it. I guess I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't have expected it, but you kind of have to. Things kind of average out. There's no way they were going to keep winning that many games. They got 44 points in 27 games. So if you extrapolate that out roughly, that not quite a quarter of the games would be 20. So it's a little bit more than that. So let's just say 130 points maybe if they keep winning the way they've been winning, and that's just not going to happen. That's not going to have somebody with 130 points at the end of the season. I'm just going to say now that's not going to happen. So, but anyway, yeah. So Tuesday, Colorado comes, and then Thursday, St. Louis. Last year against Carolina, Saros was in goal for both of those being a win. The first game was the last of a 2-game win streak, and then they lost the next 3. And the second game lost the game before, and then the next 6. So again, Carolina probably forced to lose to Florida in the conference finals for having lost both games to Nashville. In personnel issues for the Preds, Michael McCarron is no longer out injured, but we do have Ozzy Weisblatt now in the injured list, so you got to have a certain number of people on the injured list, or what are you doing? Cole Smith and Zachary Leroux still out, still with the same dates for them, the 15th and the 9th, but we're quickly approaching those dates, so those can start to slide. Justin Barron, number 20 defenseman, is also not expected back until the 15th. Defenseman Nick Perbix, number 48, expected back today, so we'll see about that. And then, Ozzy Weisblatt, number 89, center, listed as day-to-day, but not expected back until February. Did I get that wrong? Month to month. That production team, tell you what. I ordered more of those quantum squares for my production team. They have not shown up yet, and I'm totally going to blame them not showing up yet on the problems for my production staff. Scientifically formulated energy bars for long-lasting stable energy. 100 milligram of organic caffeine per bar. Nice sized bar, fits in your golf club just fine, fits in your pocket when you're going Black Friday shopping, and fits in your your cycling jersey pretty well, actually. It's really convenient for that. Then it gets hot, they don't melt, which is also good when you're out playing golf or riding. Really nice bars. QuantumSquares.com. Use the promo code PredsPro for 25% off. Box of 8 is $19.99, $20. Free shipping at $35. So there you go. Okay, so let's head into the stats. Let's see. The Preds 4-5-2 on the road. Quickly looking at how the game transpired the other night. The Preds lost the first, didn't get the first goal, tied the second, of course nobody scored, and then won the third, which sent them to overtime. They won in overtime. So the winning goal in overtime again. Definitely. I went and I said, okay, this is something. And there's no there's no quick way to see how many games teams have played in overtime. You kind of have to do the math. You've got to take the number of regulation wins and subtract that from regulation overtime wins, and then add the overtime losses. I guess one thing I missed there is the number of shootout losses, right? I guess they probably missed it there too. But yeah, the Preds 6. There was a couple teams at 11. So 6 still. It's just, but I mean, it's just whatever. I guess you go into overtime that many times, go into extra periods, then your winning goal is not going to be in one of the first 3. So I guess there's no real shock there. But Florida's power play was 26% coming into the game and didn't take advantage of, what was it, six power play opportunities, and wasn't able to capitalize on that. A real surprise. And then kind of looking at Nashville's statistics, you could see that they tend to give up goals in the first, and they're way more propensity to scoring in the third. I think heavily weighted by one game, they scored 4 goals. But either way, so that kind of actually, just looking at the Preds, the way the game worked out, actually, seemed to fit that model. Didn't fit Florida's model at all, but did fit Nashville. So Nashville won. So there you go. Heading into the deeper stats, the stuff we normally cover here. Oh, let's pull up this spreadsheet. Looking at the divisions. The Metropolitan Division, which Carolina is in, the Preds are 2-4-0, and I'll get to that later. But 3-3-1 against the Atlantic, and a whopping 4-1-1 against the Pacific. Let's keep bringing those Pacific teams around. You gotta, the Central were just awful. 1-5-2, our worst division. So of course we've got Colorado and St. Louis coming to town, 2 Central teams. Maybe that's how we can right the ship in our Central division. So assuming there's a chance for Nashville to make the playoffs, and there's still a chance, not eliminated yet, mathematically or otherwise, but if they are going to make it further than the first round of the playoffs, well, maybe they would play. No, right now, if they would probably, the best they could do is a wild card team, and they'd be playing Chicago, Colorado, Dallas. I guess it would be Colorado, and I guess they'd be playing Colorado because the leader of the other division would play the other wild card team. So if it's crazy talk, right? This is crazy talk. Assuming Nashville made the playoffs, they'd be a wild card team, and everything else being the same, they would be playing Colorado, and their record against the Central division would go against them at that point. But hey, we're not talking about the playoffs right now. What are we talking about? The first goal. We are on the road. We did not get the first goal the other night. And when we don't, we are on the road. Yeah, right. So what would we played 9-11 games on the road? If we get it, we're 2-0-1. So 3 data points there. 7, 8. What has happened 8 times is for the other team to get it, and we're now 2-5-1 when we don't get it. So that's what, a 2.5 advantage for the other team. If it happens in the first period, 2-4-1. So that's really more of a 2-1 advantage for the other team if they get it in the first period at home for them. If it happens in the second period, it's only happened once. That was a loss for Nashville. Getting it's only 3 data points when they've gotten it, but 2 of them are in the second period. So the Preds have only scored 2 goals in the second period, 2 goals in the first period, 2 goals in the first period. Yeah, so they only had 2 opportunities to even try to win the first period, one of which succeeded. So winning by period. Just kind of fell into that one, didn't I? So on the road, the Preds are 1-7-3 in the first period. They've only won it once. They've only had 2 opportunities because they only scored 2 goals. So, I guess taking the most of that opportunity, that is not a statistic that is going to help them in the long run. I'm here to tell you that gets better. As we go into the game, they are 3-3-5 in the second period. So that's really close to a coin flip with the, if the coin doesn't lay exactly flat, it's going to be weighted towards the tie. And then the third period, they've only tied it once, which is kind of surprising, but 5-5-1. So a real coin flip on the second and third periods on the road. Now, granted, when they get the first goal, it's only happened 3 times. They haven't lost the first period in any of those 3 times. And the second period and third period have the same record, 2-1. So getting the first goal, they haven't tied the second or third, and they haven't lost the first. 3 data points, so take that for what it is. When they don't get the first goal, they are 0-7-1 in the first period. In the second period, they're 1-2-5, and so that's not great. At least didn't get the first goal. They didn't win the first period, but they only tied it once. So then the majority of time being that they tied the second means they probably go into the third period losing, and they're 3-4-1 in that third period. So the Preds don't get the first goal, and it is in the first period. They are 0-7-0. They've only scored 2 goals, so if the other team scores in the first period, they pretty much hand them the win for that period. When it's happened in the second period, they're 0-1-0. First goal, yes, they get the first goal, and it's in the first period. Well, they've only got 2 first period goals, so they're 1-0-0, and so the other times that they've gotten the first goal was in the second period, and they're 2-0-0. So if they get the first goal in the second period, they've won all of those. That's not really that many data points, but it's all we got. Correlating those, let's just keep this going. They just road game, and they lost the first and won the third, tied the second, right? And they won the game, so. So this can't be that bad, right? So they did lose the first period on the road the other day. So now in the first period, if they lose it, they're 2-5. So that's getting better. Winning the first period, they're 1-0 as far as winning the games. And then when they tie the first period, the 3 times they're 1-2. So that's not the best scenario. The second period, when they win the second period, the 3 times they're 2-1. The 3 times they've lost the second period, they're 1-2. And then the 5 times, like the other night, that they tied the second period, they're 1-4. Got that one now. Looking at the third period, the 5 times that they have won the third period, they're 3-2. The 5 times that they've lost it, they've lost all of those. And the 1 times they tied it, they won the game. So that's good. Taking out the empty nets, the 5 times they've still tied or won the third period 5 times, but that switches to 2 and 3. And then instead of losing the third period 5 times, they've only lost it 3. And then for ties, instead of it just being 1 tie, they're now 3 ties. Again, this is without empty nets, and they're 2-1. So, so they did, I guess, the 2 losses that became ties, so they were 1-1 in those games. So, the combinatorics of the first and second, win, lose, and tied. There are 9 different scenarios. So this was the prevalent scenario is to lose the first and tie the second, which is exactly what they did the other night. Lose the first, tie the second. Again, that's happened 5 times, but now they do have a win. 1-3-1. Only one other scenario has more than 1, and that's to tie the first and win the second. Of course, that didn't happen the other night. When that does happen, they are 1-0-1. So tie the first, win the second. They haven't lost, but we only have 2 data points. Everything else has 1 data point, except winning the first, winning the second, and tying the first, tying the second. So, when they lose the second, each scenario's happened once, and only if they have won the first did they win the game. Every other scenario was a loss. And, lose the first, win the second. That did change their fate because they won that game. So all of these won off. Oh, no, here's another one. So winning the first, tying the second also has not happened. So 2 of the the only thing that has happened apparently for tying the second period is to lose the first. So they have not tied the first and tied the second. Neither have they won the first and tied the second. It's all, like I said, it's hard to pull for tying. I mean, I've kind of felt like I had to pull for that. Maybe that's just at home then. Overall 7 times. That is the most prevalent scenario overall is losing the first, tying the second. But it's 1-5-1. Oh yeah, 1-3-1. Okay, yeah, yep. At home it's 0-2-0. So that's why. Okay, all right. So that's result correlations here, which takes us to goal scoring. The winning goal. First up, the winning goal. So, of course, the winning goal was in overtime. Overtime the other night. It is the second most prevalent thing to happen. 9 times it has happened in the third period, which is the highest overall. So 33%. And then 22%, the next highest percentage is both of the second period and overtime. And then the first period at 19%. So it just feels weird. And let's just skip down to away. On the road, the winning goal mostly being scored in the third period, 36%. But next up is overtime at 27% with 3. The first and second period have 2 each, so 18% for them. So wow. Preds winning, 4 times. 75% of the time, third period now, we've got an overtime win on the road. Road wins. The road teams won 14 times in the Preds games. The home team has won 13 times. When the home team wins, it's equally spread between first, second, third, and overtime, 23%, with shootout getting 8%. For the road team winning, the third period is the standout, 43%, 6 times, 6 of 14. And then the second and overtime both have 3 for a whopping 21%. And then finally, the road team has gotten the winning goal twice in the first period. So very strongly that the winning goal will be scored in the third period if the road team wins. Of course, the other night, it was overtime. Goal scoring the other night, 1 goal against in the first, 1 goal for in the third, and 1 goal for in overtime. So the good news about that is that now the Preds are being outscored on the road in overtime by only 1 goal, but that's not a big deal. They are being outscored 2-12 in the first, 9-11 in the second, and then now the Preds are outscoring their opponents 17-14 in the third. So 10-3 if they win the game, 7-11 if they lose. So that's not horrible. Just the first period. They they just 2 goals. They've got 2 goals in the first period, 2 goals in 11 games. They've given up 12. So they're averaging one a game. Taking a look at the scenarios, the difference in goal scoring in the second and third period, in the 3 situations where they come into the period winning, tied, and losing. The other night, they came into the second period losing. That has happened 7 times. The most prevalent thing is for the Preds to come into the second period losing and the third period losing. Those are that 7 and 8. That is the biggest scenario out there. I guess no surprise. But anyway, so coming into the second period losing, the 7 times they've been outscored 6-7. The 8 times that they've come into the third period losing, they've been outscored 7-10. Of course, there are a couple of Preds have an empty net goal and the opponents have 4, so it's actually even 6-6 if you take out empty nets. Tied, coming into second period, ties happened 3 times. They have outscored their opponents 3-2, so that's good. They have not come into the third period tied yet on the road this season, so no scoring there. Coming into the second period winning has only happened once, but they've only scored 2 goals in the first, so they haven't had that many opportunities. They've been outscored 0-2 in that game. So obviously they entered the third period losing after having entered the second period winning. Anyway, coming into the third period winning has happened 3 times. The Preds have outscored the opponents 5-4, but 2 of those are empty net goals, so they're actually being outscored 3-4 when in those scenarios. We're not special teams yet. We're not at special teams yet. We're matchups, right? Matchups lead to special teams. So there you go. So hold on, we'll be back. I think I probably need a break. Maybe I don't. Okay, matchups. The Preds are on the road, and the other team is home. Okay, so let's see if we can get this right. All right, hopefully we've got this right. Okay, so Carolina has played 13 home games. The range on home games is 11 to 17. So they're on the lower end. There are 19 teams above them. They're one team that has played the same number of home games, and so 11 below. So they are, in the lower third of the league as far as number of games played. So that's the relative, when taking a look at percentages and where they're at, that's the thing to keep in mind. So the fact that they are 11th in the league in scoring really says something, because they are 20th in the league in the number of games played, but 11th in the league in goal scoring, 46. And then in the first period, they've scored 13, which is 8th in the league. So again, remember where they're at. So their goal scoring in the first period is pretty good. 23rd in the league, which is kind of where they're at. So probably average in the second, but then 5th in the league in scoring in the third period. Now, remember, they're in the bottom third of games played, but they are 5th in the league in scoring in the third. So how does that translate? So in general, on average in the NHL, 3.06 is the goals scored per game, and Carolina is running for the home team, and Carolina is at 3.54, so about a half a goal more. In the first period, they're averaging 1 goal a game, which is above average. 0.87 is the average. And the second, 1.04, and they fall to 0.85. So they're not a team that tends to score in the second period, but they make up for it. 1.38 in the third period when the average is 1.06. So, they're about a third more goals, a third of a goal more than average. And then you go, okay, well, that's great. I guess they are second in their division. Let's just take a quick look overall. They are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6th in the league. And they've played the same number of games. They've played 13 road games and 13 home games. So they are going to be in the bottom range as well when it comes to road games. So, okay. Well, let's take a look at goal scoring. Goals against, again, remember they are in the bottom of the bottom third of the league in number of goals scored. They've given up 41, which is 16th. So it's a little bit more above average. So it's at 3.15 goals per game, and average is 3.01. So they're giving up about 0.1 goal, I guess 0.15, 0.14. To get the math right, 0.14 goals a game more than average. The first period, they are 6th in the league in giving up goals at home. That's with 15. So they're giving up 1.15 when the league is giving up 0.85, so that's about a third of a goal more. So they are one in the first period. What are they? They're 1, so they're 0.15 scoring, but 0.3. So it looks like they tend to lose the first period. It's kind of what that looks like. Being outscored in the third period, in the first period. The second period, they're only giving up 0.77. And the league average is 0.96, so they're about 0.19 better than league average. So that's got to help them out, especially since their scoring is also low in the second period, right? Is that right? Did I get that right? 0.85. They're right at 0.85 in the league. It's 1.04. So the second period with them, they don't give up goals and they're not scoring them. And then we come to the third period, and they're 16th in the league, which is closer to their average. So 15, 1.15, and league average is 1.11. So it looks like mainly the differential against them comes in the first period, which is bad for the Preds, because Preds not a team to score in the first period. In fact, on the road now, okay, so let's do that same comparison. The Nashville has played 11 games on the road, which is the same as Philadelphia and one more than Florida. So 28 teams, 29 teams have played more games than the Preds. So, when you start looking at their averages, so they're 31st in the league in goal scoring, which is right where they are with number of games played. Okay, that's fine. They've scored 28 goals, which is 2.55. The average being for road teams is 3.01, so they're about a half a goal behind average. We know where a lot of that is the first period, because they've only scored 2, which is worst in the league in the first period, and goals for being 0.85, and the Preds 0.18. So way down, way down. The second period, they're 29th in the league. Again, that's right where respect to where they're at with regards to how many games they played, scoring 9 goals, which is on average 0.82, and league average on the road is 0.96, so a little behind again, but making up for it in the third because they come up to 8th in the league. Now remember, there's only they've only played more games than one other team, and they're 8th in the league in scoring in the third period with a whopping 1.55 goal average, when 1.11 is the league average. So yeah, that I think that plays well again against Carolina. Their goals against, but they're gonna score their goals too in the third. But the Preds should get some goals in the third. Hopefully, they can get goals in the first. This drought of the first period has got to be remedied, and I don't mind the first period being a tie at 0. I don't. I like that a lot better than losing the first period, but I think that I don't know why they're having this drought in the first period. But anyway, so. Moving to goals against for Nashville, overall they are 19th in the league in goals against. So given how many games they've played, that's not good. They've given up 39 goals in 11 games, which is an average of 3.55, and league average is 3.08. So what's that? 0.47. They're giving up 0.47 more goals than average, while they're scoring like half a goal less. So that's a really bad ratio. The first period, they are giving up 12, which is 14th in the league. So they're giving up 1.09 goals, and league average is 0.88. So that's 0.21 difference there. The second period, they get back down to holding serve with roughly where they're at in the league, 25th in the league, giving up 11 goals, which is an average of 1, and the league average 1.04. So there you go. But the third period, it goes up about a quarter, 1.27 on average when for the Preds, when the league is 1.06, and so they're 17th in the league in giving up goals, and they've given up 14. So the third period could be something special. Yeah, not sure you want to be a goaltender in the third period tonight in this game, but somebody's got to play the position. And I'm not predicting who. I gave up on that because I just didn't see the point. I was definitely not. I bet I did not update this. 10 to 18, 17, 10 to 17. I bet this is not updated. No, that's not updated. Okay, so, the production staff, I'm telling you, they just don't have it on the weekends. They're not happy about sitting here and doing the work when they'd rather be out, whatever it is. I don't keep up with them on the weekends, whatever it is they're doing. I don't know. Just as long as they get their job done, but they can't seem to get their job done when I make them do it on a Saturday. So, what do you know? Are we talking about special teams? Oh, yeah. No, we were just talking about goal scoring. Right, now we get to talk about special teams. Okay, so where are we at? I don't know where we are. Where are we at? Who are we? Yeah, this is not going to be right because you missed that double minor the other night. But just in case, let's keep this up. All my numbers are going to be wrong. This is one more minor, and I'm not gonna stop to fix this. But okay. So special teams, the Preds are on the road. And, there's still a lot of variance here with regards, and I was looking at that again. I think I'll get to this little bit better distribution on penalty kill, power play, because it's so wildly different. At home, the number of penalty kill opportunities is 28 to 55. That's such a wide range. Power play opportunities 27 to 67. For road teams, penalty kill 31 to 65, and 23 to 58. The range of percentages too is crazy. So I think the percentages are what the percentages are. So I can go with that. But as far as just looking at the power play and penalty kill opportunities, it's hard to make that make as much sense without having a better perspective of, it's really where are they at with regards to per game, right? And I don't have that. So what I do have are percentages. Now, we'll talk about the penalty kill first. Penalty kill for home teams, we'll talk about home teams, range from 67.9% to 90.2%. But big range. Again, I said penalty kill opportunities 28 to 55. Penalty kill goals 5 to 11. So not as big of a range on the number of goals scored, which is fun. Carolina has played 13, which again is on the lower end, the lower third of the league. And they're 23rd in their penalty kill, so they're right in line with the number of games that they've played. Their penalty kill at 77.4%. They've given up 7 goals on 31 opportunities and scored 1 shorthanded goal. They have scored 17th in the league in goal scoring on the penalty kill with 28 opportunities. So they that explains why their percentage is so low as far as penalty kill, because the ratio of goals, where they're at, percentage-wise goals to percentage-wise opportunities. They've 28th in the league in opportunities at home, but 17th in giving up goals. So that's not good. The Preds, again, remember where the Preds are with road games, and so they're 30th in the league in penalty kill, but that's percentage-wise. So 69.7%, 10 goals on 33 opportunities, 0 shorthanded goals given up. 12th in the league in goals being scored against them, and 28th with regards to the opportunities. So 28th in the league in opportunities, but 12th in the league in goal scoring. So it didn't hurt them against Florida the other night. Hopefully their penalty kill is just getting better, and it's just taking a while for the percentage. I mean, this percentage is creeping up, and they are moving up in the ranks, but there you go. Talking about power plays, similarly, the percentages for home teams range from 10.7 to 40.4. For road teams, 7.5 to 36.7. Power play opportunities range from 27 to 67 for home teams and 23 to 58 for road. Power play goals, 3 to 19 for home teams and 3 to 13 for road games. So that being said, Carolina's power play is 26th in the league, 13.9%, 5 goals on 36 opportunities, and they've given up a shorthanded goal. So their net percentage is 11.1. They are 26th in the league in goals against, 29th in the league with opportunities. So those ratios, those percentages are at least close, and they're down in the range. So that's probably not so bad. I guess the good news for them in this particular situation is that they're higher in goals scored than they're at for opportunities. So that's, at least a positive number for them. For the Preds on the road, they're 29th in the league, 10.8%, 4 goals on 37 opportunities with no shorthanded, not having given up any shorthanded goals. So their net percentage and Carolina's net percentage is right at the same place, 10.8% for Nashville and 11.1% for Carolina. They are 31st in the league in goal scoring, 19th in the league in opportunities, so they get a lot more opportunities than goals. So, that makes sense. But as far as the percentage goes, where they're at in the league, so that's just so the power play. It doesn't, none of the power plays look like they're just percentage wise, make you worried about being shorthanded, and the penalty kills don't make you feel comfortable in being shorthanded. So it's hard to say what might be a few own goals in the game tonight if there is a power play. People to watch. Carolina. Too many names. I got to shorten this up. Well, we'll run through it. The problem with Carolina is they have 4 people with shooting percentages over 20. The top guy has only got 1 goal on 2 shots, so I can discount him. And then the defenseman who's out has 1 goal on 4 shots. He's 25% second on the team. That's Charles Alexis Legault. Which can't ignore, and the top goal scorer. That's what I don't like, is when the top goal scorer is being called out for having a high shooting percentage. Is number 24, center Seth Jarvis. First on the team in goals, second on the team in shots, and he's third on the team in shooting percentage at 24.3. Second on the team in goals with 6 is number 37 right wing Andrei Svechnikov, and he's first on the team in shots with 41. Then the assists go to 2 other guys. Number 4 defenseman Shane Gotisby here. I called it gotta be here, but it's gosh here. No idea. Gosh, at least there are some vowels in there. And then number 20 center Sebastian Aho. Those 2 guys are first and second in assists with 12 and 11, respectively. They lead the team in points with 13. Aho is the center that's on the ice the most, 2014, so he'll be there anyway. Sean Walker, his only stat, defenseman number 26, is that he's on the ice the most with 22.59. So then we get to number 50 left wing Eric Robinson, who's 4th on the team in shooting percentage at 23.1, 3 goals on 13 shots. So I don't think we can really discount him. But I think in general, players to worry about, never really works out this way. It's number 24 and number 50. Yeah. For Nashville, on the road, woohoo! Yes. Number 71 right wing Matthew Wood still leading the team in goals with 6, and leads the team in shooting percentage. It's dropped from 33 to 28.6. He's got 21 shots now, and his goal total didn't go up. Next up, number 91 center Steven Stamkos. Haven't been able to call his name a lot, but he's second on the team in goals on the road with 5. He's second on the team in points on the road with 8. He's second on the team in shots with 24, and he's third now in shooting percentage at 20.8%. Now, Stamkos, in his last 5 games, has scored 4 goals on 8 shots. So over his last 5 games, he's 50%. And the problem is he didn't take any shots against Winnipeg. So no shots, no goals versus Winnipeg, and 1 goal in each of the other 4 games. I think 2 of them were like 1 goal, 1 shot. 8 shots, and I think he had 2 and 3, so 5, so 1, so 1 and 2, maybe, but yeah, so he, in the last few games on the road, has kind of picked things up. Well, no, I take it back. That's just in the last 5 games. So they wouldn't all have been on the road. But anyway, yeah, that's just in the last 5 games, right? But anyway, so he's now got a shooting percentage of 20.8% on the road. So that's, gotta like that. Leading the assist total is number 77 right wing Luke Evangelista with 6, tied with number 90 center Ryan O'Reilly with 6. So both of those are first on the team. O'Reilly is third on the team in goals, so he's first on the team in points. He's got 4 goals, 10 points. He's fifth on the team in ice time, so he's the center that's out there the most with 19.21. And his shooting percentage is 23.5%, second on the team, 17 shots, 4 goals. So so the Preds have on the road 3 players who are over 20% in shooting percentage. Roden Josi leads the team in ice time, number 59 defenseman with 24.55. And some guy, number 9 left wing Philip Forsberg, leads the team in shots, but I don't see anything else. I mean, who is this guy? kind of funny. So anyway, players to watch. There you go. Momentum. Carolina at home, 8-4-1. They do not have a 23-game road streak. Oh, man. They do not have a 23-game winning streak. They had a 2-game winning streak before losing their last game, 1-5 against Toronto and Carolina at Raleigh. They are 2-2 on this homestand. On the last homestand, they were 1-1-1. They've got 3 more games on this homestand. Against the Central Division, they are 4-1-1. They have beaten Colorado, Minnesota, and Winnipeg twice. And then they've lost to Dallas and overtime lost to Minnesota. Nashville on the road is 4-4. Another, come on, guys. 4-5-2. They have a 2-game winning streak. That's, blah, blah, blah. Don't want to say it. That is the longest winning streak that they've had all season. They've had 2 other 2-game winning streaks. Everything else is 1 here, 1 there. Boy, I think I've cursed it now, but they got a 2-game winning streak. They're 1-0 on this road trip. On the last road trip, they were 2-0. Against the Metropolitan, they are 2-4-0. They beat the Blue Jackets and Pittsburgh, and lost to New York, Philadelphia twice, and Pittsburgh. So there you go. The Preds have a 2-game winning streak, and Carolina does not. So that's right. So 6 o'clock tonight, Nashville time. The Predators are in Raleigh to take on the Carolina Hurricanes. Thanks for listening. I'm your host, Preston Proctor. Who am I? And maybe it's not the production staff. And you've been listening to Predators Proclivity.